Hello and welcome to Watch for Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to watch, or sometimes even Hulu. I'm Ben Mandliker, joining me today, as always, although not in his big, puffy baby blessing dress. It's Ronnie Karam. Hey, Ronnie, how are you?
Well, hello. How are you?
I'm doing okay, but honestly, I'm a little offended because I heard that you drank sometime over the past 6 months, and that's just not going to stand with my
I'm
mother-in-law.
drinking right now.
Oh my
I'm
God.
drinking right now.
I
It's
don't think I can
crazy, you
invite
guys.
you
I
to this
brought
function. And
you want
it's not my fault.
shots.
It's just Ronnie, it's just so here's the thing, Ronnie. I was gonna do something this weekend, and I just Dom thinks it's really important that we just only have people that Dom knows. So you can't come. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this show is something else. My God.
We're talking, of course, about The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, episode 3, in which Jen Affleck, uninvited, 4 girls from her baby blessing, God forbid.
Now, I don't know how long you all have been listening to this podcast, but fuck you and your baby blessing. And you better uninvite. Who are you acting like you're doing a favor for by having me at your fucking baby blessing where I get to give you gifts and make the whole day about you and iron a dress? You're not doing me a favor. I am doing you a favor by coming to your fucking blessing. Get over yourself. You fucking kidding me with this? And by the way, you're not even an Affleck. I don't even believe for 2 seconds that you're related to the real Ben Affleck. I read it on the Reddit, where I get all of my information, that there's no proof anywhere that you're even related to Ben Affleck. So you can get the fuck over yourself, younger version of Cody from Sister Wives.
Yeah. If I ever get uninvited from a baby blessing, I will do cartwheels in the street. Okay. Nothing sounds worse to me than giving up a precious several hours of my weekend to go look at a baby spit up green stuff on someone's shoulder while people gather around in a football huddle and give a pray over it. I can watch that over Zoom.
Yeah, you call it a baby blessing. I say welcome to more noise pollution. Okay.
I say I could be at brunch. How about, you know what I'll do? I'll do a brunch blessing. I'm going to do a eggs Benedict blessing instead.
Fucking baby blessing. Get the fuck out of here. All right. Well, welcome to Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, episode 3, the books of saints and sinners. Here we are. This show's nuts. So we are at Michaela's house to start off, guys.
Yeah, and everyone.
Honestly, I don't remember who anybody is. I watched this 3 days ago. I have to bring up. You know what? Actually, I did. I downloaded all these episodes so that I could eventually. do this.
Okay. I can give you a guide. So Michaela has the unidentified skin condition, but she also had a baby at 16.
That's
Macy. Right. And Macy is from California, or at least went to California at some point in her life. And she's really blonde and she has a permanent smile and she hates Dakota. And then there's, who Taylor and Whitney are. And then there's Demi and Jesse, and they look pretty much the same. But Jesse is does hair and Demi gets hair done.
Okay.
Did that help? One of them looks like she was on that show Las Vegas. Remember, what was the name of that girl who wasn't she dating David Spade for a little bit, and she was on that show Las Vegas, and she was on that show on the WB. Okay, Happily Ever Never After, or something like that.
I don't know.
I don't know if I'm making it easier for anyone. I think we're making it harder.
I don't know what's happening. But here's the good news. I downloaded all these episodes, so now I can kind of fast forward while we're talking. And okay, so
Nikki
one
Cox
of them
is okay. Nikki Cox.
Okay. Nikki Cox. Oh yeah. Okay, I can see that. I think Macy is Stassi coded.
Yeah, Macy is Stassi coded.
But they're all kind of Stassi coded in a weird way. Yes, that other girl has dark circles under her eyes. She looks not healthy, and then who who she kind of looks like? She kind of looks like, you know how when you're in the Whole Foods soap section, do you ever go to the Whole Foods soap section? Every time we have a friend named Katie who loves the Whole Foods soap section. Every time you go to Whole Foods with her, she's like, let's go look at soaps. So I went to look at soaps with her, and I noticed that everybody in that section looks sickly. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the soaps that are making them sickly. I don't know if it's sickly people are gravitating towards Whole Food soaps. I don't know what it is. But every time I'm in there, I'm like, well, should I eat more protein? That's right. That's my question.
Yes, Michaela does not look well, but she is dealing with an unidentified skin condition. So,
well, she doesn't look like she has this. I'm not making fun of her skin condition. I just mean general sickliness.
I will say this: it doesn't explain.
Was that terrible to say? I'm so sorry if that's terrible. I didn't mean it in a terrible way.
Well, what's funny to me about Michaela is that when they showed them doing the group dances, Michaela's the one who's always like out of beat. Like she cannot keep up.
She can't twerk. Like you can't blame.
They put her in the back.
Are we? And I'm also going to blame Whole Food soap for that.
Yeah, no, people.
I feel like none of those people can twerk either.
No, people. They're and people who are browsing the soaps and Whole Foods at this point, they are not dancing. Also,
they're not twerking.
Let's be honest, because if you're a dancer and you're interested in like holistic soaps, you're already at Erewhon. Okay, but if you're a Whole Foods, I mean, it could be worse. You could be at the Sprouts soap section.
God, and now I'm worried that sickly people are going to be upset with me because I was saying that
she does look sickly because she is sickly, but it's not a judgment.
I'm sorry.
It's not a judgment against her.
Yeah, I mean, she just
visual.
I don't know, eat protein. So these, she's standing in front of a girl making salad, and she's also standing in front of muffins. I mean, I kind of like these girls. I'm just saying, this is my kind of people: salad, muffins, and bread. Okay, so Macy's like, oh, guess what? I got your gluten-free special rolls because, of course.
Whole Food soap section. It's classic WFSS.
Of course. So then Michaela's like, well, we just have to eat them right when they come out. Yeah, because just, don't make me eat them too. You know what I mean? Can I just have my regular bread? I'll prepare it on a separate counter.
And Macy goes, I think you should throw one at Whitney when she walks in the door. And Michaela's like, you know me, but you know that like if Michaela throws a muffin at Whitney, it's just gonna like miss the door and just like splat against the wall and be like, Michaela, I'm sorry.
It'll break a hole in the wall. Those are gluten-free, man. So Macy's like, this is the first time that me and Michaela and Whitney are going to hang out since Taylor's baby shower. And the fact that Whitney didn't show up, like, I mean, it made this whole thing dramatic. Like, it's like so much more dramatic than it needs to be. So we're going to have a whole scene over salad, muffins, and bread.
So Whitney comes in and she's wearing oven mitts and she's holding a little Dutch oven, like a little Staub. I believe it was a Staub Dutch oven. For some reason, I was like, look at her with her non-Le Creuset. Look at her competing brand. And
I feel like every oven in this town is a Dutch oven.
Yes. She's like, there's my womb.
No like minority oven. It's solely Dutch.
Everything is made in a Dutch oven.
The widest ovens that we can possibly find.
So Macy's like, oh my God, your skin's glowing. And Whitney goes, I have a confession to make though. You spit in the soup? Yes, I spit in the soup. No, Connor made the soup, not me. I can't take full credit. They're like, oh my God, what sort of soup is it? Is it very, very unseasoned? Yes, totally. Just the way we like it.
So then Michaela's like, well, this is my house, so let me pour you some poppy. Because of course. Literally, let me tell you one thing that I say constantly while I watch this show. Of course.
Yes.
Like, of course they're drinking poppy soda. Of course those rolls are gluten-free. Like, literally everything that happens on this show, I'm like, I figured. Okay.
Every time I see Poppy, and anytime I see it mentioned, I just always think of the House Hunters episode that we recapped with the inventors of Poppy. And at that time, when they did the show, they were like, yeah, we came up with this soda called Poppy and it's starting to take off. And like, I weirdly feel like we were part of it.
I railed against Poppy so hard. I hated that shit. I got it from a Whole Foods once. It was the most disgusting thing I ever had. And then I think they were going to be an advertiser or something.
I think nope. Maybe they're going to be an advertiser.
Might need to cut this out. But
I love Poppy. I don't know what you're talking about. I love Poppy seeds. I love Poppy soda. I love anyone named Poppy.
So the Michaela's like, yeah, it was really weird that you didn't come to the party because everyone was like, where's Whitney? And then someone else was like, yeah, where's Whitney? And then I was all, guys, where's Whitney? And then other people were like, where's Whitney? Great story, Michaela.
Michaela, can you just clean up that gluten muffin you threw at the wall? I'll take it from here. Thank you.
People are mad at drag queen bingo or drag queen story time in libraries. Be mad at Michaela's storylines, okay? I don't want story time from Michaela. I'd rather a drag queen. Drag queens may offend the children. Michaela will put the children to sleep, okay?
Well, Whitney goes, that's why my day was crazy and I wasn't even there. Demi was texting me, Layla was texting me, and then Taylor's mom calls me. I was like, so busy. That's why I was like, Connor, you have to make the soup today because I've got so much to do with these phone calls.
Yeah, which is totally what you were going for, Whitney, you sad, needy person. So Leanne, we see a clip of Leanne being like, Whitney, this is Leanne, Tay's mom. We're like sisters, also friends, and also mother-daughter. That's why I call her Tay. I just really, why aren't you here? What's going on? And she's like, I think that's more of a conversation between me and Taylor, who you should probably have text me, even though I'm getting a lot of texts right now because like tons of people are texting me. So,
and then back to present, Macy's like, were you shocked when Leanne called you? And Whitney's like, well, yeah, I was because like I didn't have her number saved. So just like this number comes up and I'm like, what if it's another vibrator deal? I think I'm going to do it. Guys, I'm going to support the vibrator.
And so Macy's like, well, I thought you were going to text her. That's why I was like surprised because like you didn't text her, but then I thought you were going to. So like when you didn't, I was like actually surprised actually.
And Michaela's like, yeah, it would have been nice if you had texted her. Yeah, just because like our whole friend group is there and you didn't say anything, dude. And Michaela's like, or like a text would have been like nice to me. I already said that, Michaela. How many times did she have to be told a text would have been nice? Like we said it already, Michaela. Clean up your muffin.
And Whitney's like, I didn't even think of texting her because, like, we're not friends. And, like, I didn't even think it would be weird that I wasn't showing up to her baby blessing, which is, like, totally the biggest deal to anybody who's us because we all know that that's, like, one of your citizens of your own private personal planet once you leave this earth. So, totally didn't. You knew it was a big deal. You're freaking Mormon. I don't think baby blessings are a bigger deal to anybody on earth than Mormon people. Okay.
Also, I want to go out. I decided I want to declare something. When people say, well, I didn't do this because we're like not friends. Anytime someone says that, they are in fact friends and they know they're friends, but they're using this weird logic to explain why they had bad behaviors. They just basically downgrade the friendship to nothing. You were friends with Taylor. We watched you in a coffee shop say that you're going to have her back forever. So even if you're like, like upset at her, you guys are friends. When you'd be like, we're like not friends. Shut up. You're friends.
Well, that scene was shot 10 years ago.
Still though, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, Ronnie,
because
how many times
this season started when they were all in kindergarten.
But Ronnie, because we're the sort of gays that we always get stuck in lady fights like this, where like there's a feud, and it's like, well, why didn't you invite her to the party? Well, we're not like friends. It's like, you guys are in the same circle. You guys are friends.
You're friends, yeah.
Like, and we're always the ones. It's always you and me, Ronnie, who have to be like, no, I get that. But like, maybe you should. Maybe that'd be nice. But we're like not friends. Shut up, you're friends.
You're friends. Whitney knows what she's doing. It's just sad little Whitney can't get attention doing anything else, so she does shit like this, So Michaela's like, oh my God, Whitney didn't show up to Taylor's baby shower because she wanted the attention. And it's like very calculated. And I think it's clear that Whitney wants to be the leader of America. Just kidding. Mom talk. More important. More important.
Macy tells us, I sometimes feel torn between Taylor and Whitney. I really just need them to talk and like sort that out so we can figure everything out and just become a whole group again.
Yeah, well, she thinks you're friends and she's confused because like you don't think she's friends, but she thinks you're friends. So it's confusing. And she's like, well, maybe she doesn't know the definition of friends then.
And then we get the theme song, which I love.
It's like
Unholy. It's like a fake version of Unholy.
Yeah, it's like Unholy mixed with Salt Lake City Angels or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we're in Provo, Utah. Zach's family home. We're with Zach and Crystal, his mom, and his wife, Jen.
So a lot of people have been commenting that Zach and his family are Targaryens because they've got very, very, very blonde hair, to which I say you were correct. They are definitely Targaryens, and they definitely look like they've all slept with each other, and they may own a dragon or two.
I think he looks like Cody. I'm not going to give him Targaryen cred. But I will say the pizza, let's see, it's called Grazie Pizza and it has a lemon on it. I don't put lemon into it, but I love that they're like, you know what we need to get for our pizza? Lemon. We're gonna whiten up this pizza a little bit.
Well, we hear that there's lemons in Italy, so let's put it on our pizza box.
Yeah.
I don't know who Cody is. Was Cody, you said, on Sister
Cody
Wives?
from Sister Wives. Yeah, look up Cody from Sister Wives right now with a K. Cody with a K. You're gonna die.
Sister
Look at
Wives.
Cody Sister.
Oh
Wives.
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
that's
him.
sort of that.
It's the same guy.
It's like a Nancy Travis perm. Yeah, got it.
And just the grossness. I mean, their faces even look the same. Gross.
Wow.
But yeah, this guy's Zach. So the pizza comes because that's how important this baby blessing is. It's pizza. So why don't you guys get the fuck over yourselves acting like this is the Oscars that people aren't invited to? You ordered from Grazie Pizza, okay?
Well, this is not the baby blessing, to be fair.
Oh, never mind.
This is actually a graduation.
Then why is Jen dressed like this? Oh, it's a
no. Jen is always dressed like she's about to get baptized. That's what I've discovered.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
She's like ready for like an impromptu baptism at any moment. She's like, today could be the day. If they ask me to get baptized right now, I'm going to do it.
And here we are. Jen's like, Zach graduated from BYU, so I'm throwing Zach a graduation party because the next chapter is medical school. It's always been his plan since he was really little. I mean, his dad was a heart surgeon. His grandpa was a surgeon. His great-grandpa was a surgeon. So I also think that it's kind of oh, God, what if that was the case, I'd be shining bowling shoes somewhere, you know?
No, you don't understand. Like, his great-great-great-grandfather was a surgeon. I mean... Was he doing surgery on logs on the frontier? Perhaps, but he was a surgeon nonetheless. So
actually, his great grandpa was a sturgeon.
He's descendant from a very important line of fish. He's half fish, half med.
That's why he hasn't really achieved coloring yet. He's just still his sturgeon genes are still forming. So Crystal's like, we're just gonna move this here, we're gonna move that there, and then we can have a graduation party. That's the mom. So then Jen's like, yeah, we're also gonna have Luca's baby blessing this week, and then we have Demi's party. I mean, Mom Talk has like a packed calendar this week.
Sounds like Mom Talk may need an assistant soon. There's a lot going on. This is a big calendar. So people are walking in and they're saying hi, and then Michaela comes in and meets Crystal, and lots of schmoozing and everything, and people sort of getting situated. Whitney comes in, and they're all gathering, and there's like a lot of chit chat. They start playing sound effects of a busy party, which is funny. Every time there's a party, they have some sort of like soundtrack like on GarageBand that's like crowded room. So all of a sudden you hear in the background as people start milling about, etc.
So there's one camera crew surrounding Whitney in her sleeves, doing nothing but looking pissy with her comma eyebrows. And then there's another camera crew surrounding Taylor talking to Jen. And Taylor goes, "Is Whitney here?" "Yeah." That's the other camera crew, like right across the room. And she's like, "Yeah, Whitney's here." She's like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen Whitney or talked to Whitney." She goes, "Oh my God, Whitney's over there. She's in that room." "She is? Is she here?" "She's in that room." "Whitney's in that room?" "Whitney is totally in that room." "She is? Oh my God." "Did she text anybody?" Because she didn't text me. "Did she text anybody and tell her that she was in that room?" "Oh my God, Whitney's in that room." "Whitney is literally in that room."
Are you going to talk to Whitney? Wait, no, hold on. Someone has to make an announcement. Hey guys, real quick, this is my buddy Ethan. He is the soda man, the soda maestro. They call him soda chef. He has got a Michelin star, if they had a Michelin star for soda. Ethan, take it away. And Ethan's like, "All right, guys, here's how you drink soda. You grab your cup first, add a little bit of ice, and then here's some drink info up front. Okay, we call this one the diabetes maker. Okay, you just squirt this stuff into your soda, and then you get the biggest 10-second high you can imagine. It is pure cane sugar mixed with unpure cane sugar, if you know what I'm talking about. And this is some quick. So add them up
Ethan's
together.
just in like a Cadillac from the 70s. It's like bouncing up and down on big silver tires. Like, yeah, you want your sodas? I got your sodas right here, kids. Yeah. He's like the neighborhood drug dealer. Yeah, you want some Fanta? Yeah, let's get some Fanta right up in your veins, kids.
I also would like an Old West version where like there's someone on a honky tonk piano, and then like you walk into his saloon, he's like, "Oh, you're looking for some soda? You want some sody?"
He just slides a cherry Coke all the way down a bar, and you catch it.
It falls off the bar and crashes, and everything goes silent.
There's a lady in the big poofy sleeves, and she's like, "Hey, buddy, you want to give me $5 for a hug?"
A madam comes up on a balcony over the bar. Is like, "I hear they're serving soda down here, but you don't want to know what we're serving up here. Who wants to get in line?"
So many men come here to forget their problems. Here, lean back and have some laughing gas while mama massages your wrist.
Someone walks in and says, "I'd like to have a Coca-Cola, please. Caffeine free." I was like, "Oh, did he say caffeine free?"
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So Macy's like, in the Mormon church, drinking alcohol's not allowed. But even though Mormons don't drink, we like to party. I don't know if you remember our laughing gas scene, but it was epic. So soda's the Mormon version of coffee because we're not supposed to have coffee or tea. So we have tons of soda. Soda shops open like the same time as a coffee shop. So you'll see people in the drive-thru getting soda at like 8 a.m. It's crazy.
I just love this. Like, even though we don't drink, we do like to party. So we have soda instead of coffee. I'm like, people don't party with coffee. I hate to break this to you. I mean, I'm drinking coffee right now, and I do feel like I'm in a party, but we don't party with coffee.
It's like 2 a.m, all the loose girls hanging out at the Starbucks.
Hey, you got some Fanta?
So Jen's parents, Rick and Maria, come in, and Jen tells us that her mom's from Ecuador, and it's crazy how different her mother-in-law are. And then we get a shot of like her, Targaryen-haired mother-in-law, with her giant sleeves and her lemon-looking pizza. And she's like, yeah, there's like times that I felt judged. I mean, to put it into perspective, my mom is a cleaning lady in the same hospital that Zach's dad is a heart surgeon.
Why are we not focusing on this more?
This is the show.
Comedy.
This is the show, and it does seem like they're starting to notice that Jen might be their person that they need to be focusing on. I mean, maybe it's because we've only gotten through 1 minute of this recap, and it's about Jen so far. I don't know, but
like, why are we not getting a sit-down meal between Zach's parents and Jen's parents, like a family dinner? Because I need to see Zach's mom trying to smile through gritted teeth at the idea that the cleaning lady is sitting at her table. That she hates it.
Yeah. And she's probably like, okay, everybody, did you enjoy your lemon pizza? Oh, you don't have to get up. She'll get it. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. You're off the clock, aren't you?
That's what it is.
She is. I have a feeling she's like that too.
So then
she probably just like takes her little. They probably put all their like 7-Up or whatever in a little teacup. She probably just picks up her teacup and she's like, "Okay, everybody, watch Jen's mom fall asleep now."
Catherine Keener walks in. So I feel like this whole that dynamic to me is so fascinating and hilarious, and the fact that it just sort of gets mentioned fleetingly, I was like, we need to stop this show right now and go down this avenue. Like, I need more of this, but instead we just
I need more of the muffins and salad scene. I could literally watch this show for 90 hours a day. I don't know how we haven't binged all these episodes. It's really hard to just watch one.
It really, really is. So So Taylor and Dakota sit down next to Macy, and Dakota's Dakota and Macy have this strained interaction because Macy hates Dakota and Dakota hates Macy because Dakota hates Macy because Macy sees through Dakota's bullshit. So they have like this weird sort of banter and everything, and it's like it's uncomfortable for everyone watching.
Yeah. And she's like, it's pretty clear I don't like Dakota because I don't like the way he talks to Taylor. I don't like the way he treats her. And he just gives me the ick. And so then over at the table, Whitney and Jordan are talking about like water. And Jordan's like, mine's water. And Whitney goes, is it? And she goes, yeah, water with no ice. Whitney's like, remember, Jordan, I don't drink. Okay.
And so then Demi goes, by the way, who does drink here? And Whitney goes, Layla. Layla's like, huh, I used to. No, guys, for real. I used to. Not anymore, though. I went to a salt room with someone and with Whitney, and now I don't drink anymore.
I've been healed. And she's like, yeah, I want to be a better example for my boys. And Dakota's like, hell yeah. And Jordan's like, yeah, right. So she's only going to have 2 drinks instead of 5. And she's, yeah, I'm only going to have like 3 drinks. Guys, just kidding. I'm going to get a little drunk tonight. I'm kidding, guys. I'm totally kidding. Come
so
on.
it gets to Whitney, and she goes, being a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, I have values and standards that I'm choosing to uphold by. I feel like me, Jen, and Macy are the most devout of the whole group, and others who drink alcohol once in a while, well, 2 polar opposites there. All I gotta say is we're going to heaven. They're going to HE double hockey sticks, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, I literally just
I have values and standards I'm choosing to uphold by. How about you uphold by grammar? How about take some general English? So then Demi's like, guys, should we start getting our suits on? And they're like, oh my God, you guys, we should totally get our suits on. Like, this is nuts. There's a hot tub out there.
Let's do it. So they're gonna go outside, and you know, Taylor's gonna leave because she's like doesn't want to go hot tubbing and everything. So then so people are assembling, and so Taylor goes up to Whitney to say goodbye. And Taylor's like, yeah, by the way, I'd love to talk. So there's no like weirdness. And I guess Macy is there. And Whitney goes, back up, Macy. Sorry. As you were saying,
and Taylor's like, yeah, like, I just don't want there to be any elephants in the room. She's like, yeah, just because like anything you want to talk about, like we could totally talk about in person. And Whitney's like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think like we should talk, maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
Okay. Like we can talk.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll talk soon.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like trying to make an effort with Winnie, and I would like love to talk about things. And she's like, okay. And like, we need to have a talk. And like, you literally just didn't even show up to my shower. Like, she's not giving me anything. Like, almost if there's like really like there's like nothing to say. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah. Get out of my confessional. Yeah. This one's, yeah.
So Wendy goes up to Macy and is like, I don't want to have a conversation with Taylor. I don't want to do that. I've got values and morals to uphold. And Macy's like, do you feel like, I know you don't like owe her anything, but like maybe like you can like tell her how like you feel and be honest about it, like, and then like it's like great, then we can either be friends or we could be cordial, and that way we can like have mom talk back again, like.
Yeah, yeah. Look, first of all, I just want to say yeah. But like, second of all, like, have we forgotten all the times that I've tried to be vulnerable? And then we cut to, you guys, my husband is probably fucking people on Tinder. And then Taylor's like, yeah, I had a miscarriage, maybe, possibly.
Which they didn't include this in the flashback, but on the episode, Whitney was like, I can't believe that like when I shared my trauma, she then went and shared her trauma.
My God, what are you trying to upstage my husband's possible cheating with a possible miscarriage? What the hell?
Luckily, things with Connor and me are really good because he made the soup. So Whitney is like, that's why I have this wall. And Macy's like, because you know that if it was like the other way around, wouldn't it be annoying to be like, wait, I wonder why I didn't, when you're like going crazy in your head. Did my sentence even make sense to you? Because it didn't make sense to me, right?
Yeah, but like, there was a rumor that Connor was, oh, I'm sorry, we're past that part. So yeah. And she goes, yeah, but she didn't like reach out to you. She goes, yeah, she never reached out to me. Never reached out to me once. She goes, so you're mad that she didn't reach out? Yeah, she never even reached out. Like when I ditched her party, she could have called me, but she didn't even call me. You're the one who ditched the party. You don't get to be the aggressor and then you get mad at somebody for not asking you why you're being the aggressor.
But also, like, I think she's saying Taylor didn't reach out to her after she shared her trauma. But it's like, but Taylor was there in the room. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you've heard,
Oh, I
that
was
someone's
taking it as her saying, I'm mad that she didn't reach out, that I didn't come to her party. But what you're saying makes more sense. You're saying
like,
she's mad that she didn't reach out because she made this big revelation and then Taylor never even called and said, oh my God, your husband's on Tinder?
But the thing is that, like, it was all talked about in that room, right? Like, it doesn't. Of course, it would be nice if Taylor did call to reach out. And as someone who has values and morals and standards to uphold, one would think that maybe it would be nice of Whitney to call on Taylor, who had a miscarriage, perhaps, which is pretty rough to go through. So maybe phones work both ways. I don't know. I'm new to technology.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
sounds like a bullshit. This all smells like bullshit to me.
And
they're both so happy.
bullshit.
I finally caught up with the rest of the nation because the first 2 episodes I was like, I don't know, Whitney's like all right to me. I don't see why she's a villain yet. But I'm like, this is the episode. I was like, oh yeah, Whitney's the villain.
Yeah. So Layla's like, is Jen coming, guys? I mean, like, I guess we don't have a chaperone. It's just Layla saying this. It's just us. And Macy's like, yeah, a chaperone. She goes, yeah. Well, this is like Jen's idea. So here we are. We're in the hot tub. Like, is Jen going to come to the hot tub or is Jen not going to come to the hot tub, guys? And so then Jordan, who's this skeezy guy,
it's Jesse's husband.
Jordan is Jesse's some skis with Jesse. I guess it's her husband or boyfriend or whatever. He's like, hey guys, want a shot? Okay, you're offering like 15 people a shot and he's carrying a tiny little flask. He's like, guys, who wants a shot? We're all going to do shots, right? I brought enough shots for everybody. You brought like enough for a small puppy.
I know. Well, you know.
He's going to get drunk off of that.
He's in Utah, so maybe like a shot is the size of a thimble. So he's like, anyone? It's like mug root beer. It's so good. So they're like, oh my God, a shot. He's offering a shot. Oh my God, he can do it. It's just kind of funny because it reminds me of like an after school special where it's like the kids are like 13 and someone's like, who wants to try some booze? I got it from my dad's cupboard. And everyone's like, oh my God, he's drinking. But like the difference is that they're like grown adults.
This guy is also such a Barney Rubble. Like out of all the guys, like literally every other person on here is like from Sean Cody or like active, like some hot gay porn site. And then this guy, it's like Barney Rubble, like, anybody want a shot, friend? Like, stop trying to earn friendships with your fucking shots. And also I'm looking at a picture because I have the video up and I'm looking at a picture of this guy, like trying to give everybody shots and they're in a hot tub surrounded by Mountain Dew cans. Like they're really going all out tonight. Like, guys, we're going to get fucked up. Get out the Mountain Dew.
Yeah. So Connor's like, I'm good for right now. And Jordan's like, yeah, you guys are all boring. How about you two? And Brett's like, I'm going to pass. I don't even know who Brett is, but he's going to pass. And Jordan's like,
they're
are you
all
sure?
Like, gross.
Whoa,
drug addicts.
Wow, he's doing drinks. And then Whitney's like, really? Like, you know that this is an LDS family. You know the rules. This is revelation given to Joseph Smith. And in his writing, there's literal scripture of not drinking alcohol. And I believe there's also scripture that when your husband is talking with girls on Tinder, you're supposed to call and be like, I'm sorry you went through that. And I don't know. It's like a lot of rule breaking happening.
My favorite scripture that was given to Joseph Smith was the one about vibrators.
We've got to fight the patriarchy. That's what Joseph Smith said.
Love that chapter. He's like, and then the ladies of the land shall fight the patriarchy when they're offered 20 grand. That even rhymed. You're welcome, bitch. So then Demi's like, oh my God, guys, what's in that flask? What do you think, Demi?
He's like,
what the fuck do you think is in there? And Jordan's like, vodka, Fred, vodka.
Okay, so this is my Mormon side, perhaps. So I've actually never owned. I mean, I have a flask, but I've never actually used it. I feel like there's certain.
I know it looks.
No, but it's not a prudish thing. I just usually get drinks wherever I go to. I don't have to carry
We've
them.
always had money for drinks. Well, some of us carry around tiny little airline bottles in our pockets because you never know. Drinks are $20.
Sincere question. Are some boozes better for a flask than others? Because I can't imagine that vodka warming up in a flask, especially in the vicinity of a hot tub, is going to be that great out of a flask.
Anything you take shots out of, I mean, flasks
like
aren't something that you're like, delicious. This is what a delicious, tasteful shot. I mean, it's just like if you're an alcoholic, you take around your flask, you get shit faced wherever you are. You're in the mountains, you're being rugged.
I just feel like it's a whiskey thing. I feel like flasks. My impression of flasks, as I read in scripture, is that flasks are really best for whiskey, but I could be wrong because I'm not an actual flask owner.
Read it in Flisker. I read it in scripture while I was masturbating with a vibrator. So then Demi's like, okay, God. Oh, Zach and Jen come out, and everyone's like, Zach. So Demi's like, okay, guys, we're gonna get wild. The Mountain Dudes are out. We're gonna play some Never Have I Ever. And Jesse's like, oh my God, guys, this is usually a drinking game. So we're all going to drink, right?
Does Never Have I Ever work in this group? It's going to be a lot of people just never have I ever had a shot of tequila. And everyone's just sitting there like, okay, no one did a shot. Okay, so never, I feel like it just can go a lot. There'll be many reps before people start drinking anything.
Yeah, so Jesse's like, this is a drinking game. And Jordan's like, yeah. So if we're going to play this game, we should probably drink. You're going to have a drink? You're going to have a drink, bro? Who's going to have a drink? Who's cool? Who's cool?
This literally reminds me of when I was 17 and I drank for the first time. And then afterwards, I was like, guys, does anyone want to drink alcohol this weekend? It's like, you're so excited. Like, guys, let's have shots of alcohol this weekend.
Let's have some alcohol.
Alcohol.
So Jen's like, guys, there will not be any drinking in here. And Jordan's like, get this girl a shot. She needs to drink. Am I right, guys?
It's one thing for her to be drinking at my house. It's another thing to involve my family. Ben Affleck's family, technically. And if Zach's parents find out, if Ben Affleck finds out, if J-Lo finds out, this could be really bad. To be honest, Mom Talk already doesn't have a good look, and Zach's parents are aware of that, which is why they made sure he was the bleachest blonde of all, just to improve his look. And Jessie drinking is disrespectful, and it almost feels like she's spitting in my face. Cut to Jessie just spitting in her face. I would love it if she just took some hot tub water and spat in Jen's face.
And now I smell like Fireball. I'm never going to live this down. So everyone gets out of the hot tub. They're like, gross. He's trying to make us drink.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Now we go to the Rise Rejuvenation Center. My God, is this for dicks? This is Salt Lake City because no one even thinks twice about naming something Rise Rejuvenation Center. It's about dicks. Shoot my dick up with something.
So Whitney's like, you know what? They're talking about what happened at the salacious hot tub incident. And Whitney's like, when Jordan brought out the flask, I just thought it was inappropriate. And then then they start to go get they start to get their services done. It's just funny, this one line to start the scene, like, ugh, that was so inappropriate, the flask. Okay, they're ready for a Botox now. Okay, let's talk about Botox.
So basically the gist of this scene is they're all going to Botox, but the reason that they do it is because there's nothing in scripture against Botox, because they didn't have that back then. Back then, it was just called botulism. So there was no scripture about it. And so now they just juice their faces up with all kinds of shit. And they also like to go because they can get shit-faced on laughing gas, right? Yes. So now they're all sitting around. And it is the first time you drink when you're like, oh my God, now she's going to do a shot. Do you feel anything? Do you feel anything? Oh my God, you guys, she had a shot. She's falling down. She's wasted. She's wasted 5 seconds later. And that's how they are with this laughing gas. They're like, Macy is so entertaining. Macy, you should get some laughing gas. And Macy's like, no. Okay, I will. Oh my God, I'm seeing double. Oh my God, I was thinking, am I in a room with puppies right now? You all look like puppies.
Michaela, you do it. Oh my God, Michaela, stop putting it in your ear. It goes in your mouth. Classic Michaela.
And Whitney's like, in LDS religion, we don't smoke, we don't drink. But when this mom talk group gets Botox, we get laughing gas, and it's a real effing party.
I love these workarounds that like isn't the okay, this is me being perhaps naive, but like I imagine the reason why some of these elements are verboten, like booze and caffeine, is because they're like mind altering or something like that. And so like I love just like, oh, but technically it's like this is bad mind altering, but there never was a law about laughing gas in olden times.
They
so we
just
could do
didn't have
this.
it. Yeah,
It's like it's still,
there wasn't a law
like
back
mind
then.
altering, but I'm not an expert on this, so I don't know what the true reasoning is behind.
I don't think it's mind altering because caffeine isn't necessarily one of the things. It's hot caffeine. Like you can have, so they're having the sodas with caffeine, right? But they're not having hot drinks. That's why coffee and tea specifically are out. So I'm not really sure what that is.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is commonly called the Mormon Church, believes the use of drugs or alcohol can be very harmful to the body and that neither should ever be used. I guess because I guess it's not about mind altering. See, this is why, it pays to be informed. It's about harm to the body. So I guess soda and laughing gas are not as harmful.
Yeah, I don't
Just
know.
talk to any dentist about that. That's a vicious cycle right there. You drink a lot of soda, you have to go to the dentist. You go to the dentist, you get your laughing gas. Go back for more soda.
But I'm of the belief that you can get addicted to anything. Like I feel like Jordan's one of those guys that one day is just going to end up, like we'll work for laughing gas, or like why lie? I need a laughing gas.
You can't tell me that Connor's
not a
soup is going to
laughing
be
gas.
good for your body. By the way, I'm just telling you this right now.
Like Connor's what?
Soup. I don't think we even got to see his soup, but I just have so many doubts about it. I bet it's underseasoned and it's full of dairy.
Yeah. So they're like, oh my God, laughing gas. Oh my God, my face is melting. My face is melting. I don't even know I need more. Look, I have 8 arms. I'm an octopus. I have some laughing gas. They're all acting ridiculous. And then Macy explains that in the Mormon church, your body's a temple and you want to keep it clean and put things in it that are clean. But you can do
Like
whatever
soda.
plastic surgery you want. Yeah. Like Mountain Dew.
Like soda
Completely.
and silicone.
Yeah. So now they're going to get some facials. And Jen's like, oh, guys, so we're going to host Luca's baby blessing on Sunday. And yeah, I'm going to be inviting you, Michaela and Whitney. And then so she tells us that a baby blessing in the LDS church is not just like some hallelujah, sprinkle a little water on the baby like normal churches. This is a priesthood blessing by a father, a grandpa, and anyone close to this child. Oh, your religion. Oh, okay. The other
I'm glad they
religions is
invented
just
that.
like, yeah, fuck all. Who cares? Let's just have this baptism for fucking fun. It's not important like the LDS religion.
This isn't like those other religions where they take a spoonful of ranch dressing and fling it at the baby. No, we actually pray over the baby at this one. Like, have you been to
We're not drop kicking this baby like the fucking Catholics. Okay.
It's a blessing from God for their journey on this earth, and it's a very sacred event. And Whitney, Michaela, and Macy are fully active members, and I do think strong in the church. So I just naturally gravitated towards them. Actually, it's more like my big puffy shoulders of my dress gravitated towards them, and I just sort of went along with it.
So she's gravitating towards the holy girls to hang on to her, her surgeon son husband or whatever.
Yes.
So she's like, yeah, guys, I was going to invite everyone, but then everything that happened at the graduation party with Jesse drinking alcohol and Jordan drinking alcohol. Oh my God, I just don't want to cause drama. I mean, it's so sacred and so special, and Zach's just not close to Jordan or Jesse. And at first I'm thinking, you're just using Zach as an excuse. Like you want to be with these popular holy girls, and so they don't like her, so you're going to exclude her to stay on their side, right?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
Correct. Me too. Oh, I thought there was going to be a but. I thought, but yes, I agree. And so Michaela's like, so you're
I'm sorry, there's not going to be a but. It's Joseph Smith said no.
not okay.
Nope.
Not in front of Zach's parents. So Jen's like, I mean, what would you do? Would you like invite everyone? Like, would you invite Taylor? And Whitney's like, no, I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not even friends with her. And Jen's like, okay, like, should I feel bad or not? I don't know. And he's like, ugh, who cares? They're heathens. So
I love that Whitney, every other line is like, here's what it's like in the LDS church to be holy and kind. But when it comes to kindness, Whitney's like, yeah, that's not part of that.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Whitney's like, it's not really like we don't drink, but we do get Botox and we curl the edges of our hair dramatically. But
yeah.
kindness, no, it's not really.
So Michaela's like, with Whitney as like the current leader of Mom Talk, maybe she should try and bring us all closer together instead of encouraging Jen to not invite other four girls and not cause that divide that Whitney's causing right now. I'm like, or you could do it, Michaela. You're on this phone too. Why don't you say something?
I was going to say, yeah, Michaela, pointing fingers isn't the holiest thing either. Like actually speak up maybe. I don't know.
Why don't you throw one of those gluten muffins at Whitney's head, knock her out and take over.
Yeah. So Jen's like, I'm just put in a tough situation because I really don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So then Macy's like, oh my God, laughing gas. I'm the president of Russia. Better get ready for some spaghetti.
So now we go to Jay-Z Styles, and Demi's walking in, and Jessie, one of our cast members, you may remember, she is like a hairstylist. So Jessie's going to do Demi's hair and everything. And they're pretending like Jessie always does Demi's hair, but this is the first time that Jessie has noticed that there's a tattoo on Demi's nape. So clearly this is not a common work arrangement. So Demi's like, I don't know why I'm so mad at that. Demi's like, I don't know if you've talked to Jen at all, but I was talking to, did you say talk about genitals? Are we allowed to do that here? No, I said, I don't know if you've spoken to Jen at all.
If we're going to talk about genitals, we're having a shot.
I brought a flask full of alcohol. It's got Rumplemans in it. Oh my God, get it.
So Demi's like, yeah, I don't know if you talked to her, but I'm talking to Macy and I was looking at dresses and I was like, should I wear this to the baby blessing? And she's like looking at me weird. And I was like, what's going on? And she was like, why are you calling yourself Demi? Your name is clearly Jizz. She's like, no, it's Demi. It's like, no. These two look exactly the same. Are we supposed to know which one is? And it's not genetics either. I know that you guys are obsessed with the fillers and the Botox. You need to start going to different people or giving them a different model face. You have the exact same face. Are they allowed to do that? Trademark your face.
I don't think in Utah you're allowed to. The big stereotype about Mormonism, even though I don't know if it's necessarily true, is that but you have the sister wife stereotype, which is you have a guy who has multiple wives. And I think that now the new thing is that there's multiple. You know what? I don't know where I'm going. I'm just going to say something about faces, multiple faces. The point is this. I think there are just several faces you can choose from in Utah, and you choose one and you go with it, because there's a new friend on the upcoming season of Salt Lake City, and she looks just like this Jizz. And so I feel like it's okay, so there's now this face is one style. You got the Whitney Rose face. You've got the generic. I think those are the two faces, actually. You haven't.
Just those two. So basically, they're not invited. And they're finding out that they're not invited to this baby blessing. And then Demi's like, yeah, I feel so uncomfy because, we know it's coming up. You already told us the date and time. And Jesse's like, it's on my schedule. And then we see a flashback to Jen in the car being like, guys, you should totally come to my baby blessing. You're totally invited. You're 100% invited to my baby blessing. You guys, guess what? Guess who's holding the priesthood? Not you, because you have vaginas. But you're still there to watch other people who hold the priesthood at my baby blessing. I'm so excited you're going to be in my baby blessing.
So then Jesse's like, should we call her and ask? And Timmy's like, okay, let's just clear the air. It's just sad we have to do this though. You should be calling us. And Jesse's like, yeah, no, seriously. So they call up Jen on FaceTime, and Jen's like, "Hey, what's going on, guys? How's it going?" As if she has not fully disinvited these girls and not even told them that they're disinvited too, which is pretty shitty. So Demi's
It
like,
is shitty. She's like, hold on 1 second, you guys. Yes, how about them apples? Okay, Matt. Okay, we'll talk later. Okay. Sorry, girls. I was on my burner talking to Matt. Go ahead.
friend of the fam. So Demi's like, well, we wanted to call because Macy and I were at lunch, and I'm like, I gotta find a dress for the baby blessing. And then she starts laughing and was like, I don't think you're invited. And I was like, oh, awkward. So just like, let's just call Jen and just like, clear the air. And Jesse's like, yeah, we just want to know if we're like invited.
Oh my God, 100%. God, if I were emoji, I would just be like, 100, underline. So no bad intentions. It's just that this is about Zach too. And it's not just about me and Luca who do like you. It's also about Zach who wishes you were dead. It's just, he doesn't want a ton of people he doesn't know there,
You know what? I asked Luca and I was like, Luca, if you want 2 sluts to come to your blessing, then don't poop in your diaper. But then he pooped in his diaper, so he does not want sluts. So I'm
sorry, sluts are out.
Yeah.
Sluts are out.
He said so.
And Jesse's like, yeah, I guess for me though, it's like you expressed to me that like you feel like you and me are the closest out of all of the girls. She goes, oh my God, maybe I should have clarified this. But like I did feel a little uncomfortable about everything that happened.
Let me clarify. When I said that I feel like I'm the closest to you, Demi, what I meant to say was I feel like I'm the least close to you. Okay, did that clarify it? Because I just decided that's our friendship now. Whitney says that if you don't want to be friends with someone, you just say, we're not friends.
So then Jen's like, yeah, and after Zach's graduation party, it was like definitely difficult making that decision with Zach because, and by the way, I'm totally not being controlled and passed around by young Cody. Zach, we totally did this together, but we just felt like we should invite those we felt closest to. And like, it's not that I don't feel close to Jesse and Demi and Layla and Taylor. It's just that Zach thinks they're not as strong in the church. But you know where their strength lies? Getting to hell the quickest. So.
She's like, yeah, and that's the thing, at least for me, and like that's why I agree with Zach. Like this isn't my fault, it's Zach's fault. And like, like with the baby blessing, you just like don't want any bad energy. I mean, his words, not mine. I said you guys are great energy. He said you guys are slut energy. I said, you're right, they're sluts. I mean, I don't know. So I just feel like I'm in a really tough situation, and like I don't know, I'm gonna start crying. I do know I'm gonna cry because to deflect away from the fact that I've decided not to invite you guys because I don't want to get in trouble with Zach's parents and get kicked out of this family because they're like really rich and they're like related to Ben Affleck, and this is like I've hit the jackpot. I'm not gonna let you fucking bitches ruin it for me, okay? I don't know, I'm crying.
Yeah, basically. And at this point, I was still thinking, oh my God, Zach doesn't care. Like, why would Zach care who comes to your fucking baby shower? Like, I'm sure. But sure enough, she's like, Zach, could you clarify? By the way, they're under one of those nipple lights. Well, I'm looking at the video. I hate those lights that look like boobs with the nipple hanging down. I hate those. So she's trying to have a conversation. And so he's like, yeah, hey guys, it's me. So it's not that I don't like your guys' husbands. I've just like, I've never hung out with them outside of certain settings. You know what I mean? So, religion is basically about keeping people out. So
he doesn't feel like he personally knows you guys, right? Right, Zach. That's what we said you'd say, right? Like you don't know, right? Huh?
And I like Jesse. I like that Jesse's like, yeah, you're the mom, so you should have a say in who comes to your thing. And Demi's like, yeah, in my opinion, in like a marriage situation, it's not like we're both completely united. We're on the same page. Like you can have your own friends. You know what I mean? Because like that's just not how I operate. And Zach's like, yeah. And like having these conversations like we're having right now is kind of focusing on the wrong things, don't you think? No, you don't get to control what everybody else talks about just because you can control your own wife. And by the way, she's a fucking idiot for letting you treat her like this. You're disgusting. I can already tell this guy's a piece of shit. Who talks to other women like that? You want to talk like that? You keep it in your own house. You don't get to come tell me what's appropriate to talk about, sir. I didn't call you. Get the fuck out of this kitchen.
And then what bothered me also is I also just wanted Jen to just stand in her decision. I wanted Jen to say, look, love you guys, but I didn't like that you were drinking in the pool of my in-laws. That's fucked up. The rules were you're not allowed to do that. It puts me in a really weird position. And unfortunately, you broke my trust. So I'm just not going to, I'm not willing to run the risk that you'll do it again at the baby shower. Just say that. Just be, like, yeah, you guys fucked up. Sorry.
Yeah,
like,
but she's
instead,
not
not this whole thing of like, well, we just don't, it turns out Zach doesn't know you guys very well. And I don't know. It's like, it's all such bullshit. Just say, because
it's the hand wringing, but she's new to the group. And I think that she's like trying to please the holy girls and also trying to please her holy husband.
Exactly.
But you know what? Listen, here's who you don't want against you. Sinners. Because we'll go hard. Like, I don't give a fuck. I will come for your ass. Okay. I don't care about hell. Okay. I'm already assuming. Who am I going to see in heaven? My Meemaw. That's like literally the only person I know going to heaven. Okay. I love her and everything. I hope she's happy. But listen, if I'm fucking in the afterlife, I'm going to hell. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a homo. So you don't want me after your ass. I'll tell you that. So I think she knows that. And she's like, oh, better be nice to the sinners too.
But she's so like, Jen is so weak in this moment too. She's like, look, Demi's like, well, find out 3 days prior that some are invited and some aren't. And Jen's like, well, I had openly spoken about it, but I never actually put a date in the group message. So she's like, oh, you weren't officially invited. I just had sort of orally invited you, but it wasn't in writing yet. And Demi's like, no, you gave a date and time. And like, yeah, it's in our calendars. And they show the flashback again, even though they just showed it a minute ago to remind everyone, like, no, Jen is lying here.
Yeah, Jen's totally lying. And I like that they're not letting it go and just being like, okay, we get it. They're like, no, you invited us. And Zach's like, but at the same time, it's not your guys' baby blessing. So
well, yeah, it's not, but they should just both live in it. Again, just be like, yeah, we didn't like the way you behaved at my parents' house, and we were kind of offended by that. So we chosen not to have you at this event with my parents because
sorry, you're not invited to our congratulations on your additional tax break party. Sorry.
So then they hang up and Jesse's like, that's bullshit. Like, yeah. So Jesse's like, yeah, the whole situation is like bull. I just think that Zach is really upset at Jordan. 100%. Yeah. And it's just like hard because it's like, as much as you guys are like two individuals, you guys come as a couple. Yeah. But then why are they mad at you though, Demi?
Yeah. Zach's gross and Jen is weak. So then we go to Demi's house and they're getting ready for Galentine's Day party. Demi's having a Galentine's Day party. And so her husband's like, do you want me to do the charcuterie board? It's like, that's so fucking hot. Not only is he cute, he knows how to say charcuterie.
Yeah. So, and she's like, yeah. So she's getting ready because, he thinks it starts at 7, but she's like, no, it's at 7:30, dummy. But then everyone starts showing up at 7. It turns out she's the dummy.
She's like, I'm Demi, and I take a really long time to get ready for my own parties, guys. It's sort of my thing.
Time management, it's like hard. I'm like, really need to work on it. I like when people say that. Like, all you have to do is just show up on time. And I say this as someone who also has time management issues. But I'm much better than I used to be.
Yeah, you're good with me. So Demi's like, Galentine's is essentially a Valentine's party for girls. Or wait, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. It's a Valentine's Day party for gals, because it's Galentine's. It's called Galentine's because gals are like girls, but we're called gals, which rhymes with vowels. Val is part of Valentine's.
I feel like it's not discussed enough, especially in the Mormon culture, how important it is to be in touch with your feminine sensuality. And being a progressive Mormon, I'm here to shake things up. But being a slut, hey, quiet, Jen.
So Jen comes and she goes, oh my God, was it 7? I think I'm wrong. Oh my God. Oh, I guess I'll come watch you get ready then. I hope that's okay with Zach.
I hope I don't burn my eyes watching the flames encircling your body as you get into your slutty outfit.
Okay, so people are arriving. Meanwhile, Whitney and Connor's house. Whitney, Michaela, and Macy are getting ready for the party. And Whitney's like, oh my God, are we going to party hard tonight or what? What do we have? Welch's sparkling cider? Oh, yeah.
And Macy's like, did you hear what she said was like a 9 out of 10 on the Mormon scale? And when he was like, no, Michaela told me that. Macy's like, what? Like a 9? What? So they're talking about how Demi considers herself a 9 out of 10 in terms of being a good Mormon, and they're like, as if. So
They're
are
like,
just
yeah,
like
I can fully
laughing.
see your nipple right now. How are you a 9 out of 10? Nipples are gross.
Yeah, no good Mormon has a nipple. So so Whitney's like, I mean, if she thinks that, great. I'm not friends with her.
Yeah, Macy's like, I was like, if you're a 9, then I'm probably a 12. That's what I said. I was like, I'm a 12. Did you guys hear? Oh, take a fucking multi. So then Michaela's like, wait a minute, you guys don't actually think she's a 9, do you? And Macy's like, no, definitely not after that fruity cereal incident.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And of course Michaela's like, what fruity cereal incident? I want to know. I want to know. Ugh, of course Michaela doesn't know. Okay, Michaela. Get out. Michaela, we're going to whisper it in your ear very quietly.
Yeah. So then she like whispers, like Whitney whispers to her. And then Whitney tells us, we all did like a girls trip to California because we got invited by a brand to go out there. So we made a huge trip, and I don't know how it came out, but Demi started saying crazy sex story. And this one involved Brett, her husband. And Macy was like, absolutely not. That did not happen. Like egging Demi on. And she was like, I'm going to prove it to you. So then she calls Brett, and then they have this intimate conversation, and he doesn't know that we're all listening. And like, let me just tell you, I've never heard anything like that.
Their conversation was like, it was even that conversation was like a little dirty. She's like, do you remember when this happened? And he was like, yeah. And I was just like sitting there, like my mouth was like on the ground, which is dangerous because you're in California. You don't know what's on that ground. It's just sinner soil is what I call it. I was just like, there is no way he was like into that.
Yeah. So do we ever even find out technically what it is?
We don't know
that
what
happened.
is. I mean, eventually, like very shortly, Whitney does some sort of like reenactment of sort of like not teabagging, but like
sitting on his face,
sitting
right?
on his
like
face, but somehow
like, I don't want to talk about it, but I'm gonna simulate sitting on your face. So she does, and this is what kills me about this show. It's a fucking hypocrisy. Like, I'm not gonna be dirty enough to talk about what a slut she is. I'm just gonna sit on your face on TV.
And the producer's like, but what does this have to do with fruity cereal? She goes, what can I say? The fruity cereal has to do with taste. So I guess like somehow maybe it was on his mouth, it was in her vag. I don't know what it was, but they did something naughty. But regardless, they are like married.
She tastes like fruity pebbles. Like her pussy tastes like, or her vagina. Sorry, I feel gross saying pussy. I don't ever say that. Her vagina smells like fruit, but that sounds weird too. Anyway, it tastes like fruity pebbles. I'm like, sorry, Whitney, your husband has probably never had to comment on what your vagina tastes like. Okay. Sorry, but also, are we going to shame someone for having private parts that taste good? Is there a vitamin I can buy? Because that would be great. I would love that. Who doesn't want that?
I'm sorry, were you the one who just took a brand deal for a vibrator and said how that was going to be empowering modern Mormon women to like break the mold of what they can be, but then you're going to shame one of your friends for having sex with her husband?
Who's, by the way, fucking her and not girls on Tinder? Sorry, loser. So, by the way, you're not a loser for your husband fucking people on Tinder. You're a loser for acting so above it all and so fucking prudish. You're fucking
like selective
prudishness. The worst.
Selectively prudish.
Selective prudishness. Yeah, it's like it's fine when your husband does it.
Well, it's fine when she's like when she can get like $20,000 from a vibrator deal, exactly. Which she should go for and she should take. But then all of a sudden she's going to be like, she's less of a Mormon because she had sex with her husband and made her private parts taste like fruity pebbles.
Yeah. So then we go back to Demi's house and they're just, girls are arriving and stuff like that. And Demi's still getting ready. So then we go back to the kitchen and Macy's like, oh my God, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, right? And Jessie goes, for what? She goes, oh, the baby blessing. Uh-oh. How could you say it in front of them?
So awkward.
Conversation comes up. Yeah.
This is so awkward, guys. And Jen is like, well, okay. Well, I haven't talked to Layla, by the way. Layla, sorry. So I promise it has nothing to do with you, Layla. It has everything to do with Zach and just like wanting our baby blessing to go a specific way. And he just didn't feel like he wanted to invite anyone he doesn't really know, And it's just like the people that aren't coming are just gonna be Macy, Michaela. The people who are coming are Macy, Michaela, and Winnie, and like their husband, because Zach knows them and they're like good people.
Yeah, like it's all about our baby. We don't have time to drag people out of the outer darkness. You know what I'm saying? And Taylor's like, oh, wait, so there's certain people going? Does my mom know about this? Has she called all of the people that are going to ask them questions?
Taylor says, our religion is about peace and love and being welcoming to everybody. So I'm like, there's a little hypocritical of like the members to be like, oh, you're doing that, you shouldn't come. It's like, no, that's what it's there for, to go like, hey, sinners, come be a part of this. It's not just for the saints.
Dun dun dun. And Taylor's like, well, my baby blessing's coming up too, so you can come to that one. And Layla's like, yay. So they kind of make fun out of it.
So now more people are sort of milling about and everything, and Demi is like, guys, I'm so sorry, I know this is very on brand for me to be so late to my own party, but I genuinely mixed up the time. I thought it started at 7:30 and then it shows on screen that it's 7:45, so she's 15 minutes late to the time she actually thought it was supposed to be. So she then goes, she makes a speech for Galentine's Day, which is so funny. It's so extra for basically just like girls hanging out drinking soda, and she's like, guys, I'm just so excited to hang out as girls, as opposed to as men, and my whole intention,
guys,
for the night,
it's so fun hanging out as rhinoceroses.
I was gonna say let's hang out as Gila monsters, but then I was like, no, let's hang out as girls instead. My whole intention for the night was just, wow.
I was like, sex. Yeah, like sex. She said sex. Yeah, I was like, sex. And Demi's like, I just want to bring like feminine energy together and like become one tonight and like connect and like let's be there for one another and like show up for each other, guys. Because if you're here, I love and respect you and you are one of my gals, truly. You're not one of my girls, you're one of my gals, because it's Valentine's Day, which rhymes with Galentine's Day. Galentine's means Valentine's, but for gals.
I invited Gal Gadot to this, but she said she couldn't come, which is too bad because she's already on the brand.
I was like, Gal, are you going to come? And she was like, no, Godot.
What is this?
Godot, no. What is this?
So I guess we invited Gal to come to Galentine's Day and we're just going to wait for her. I guess we're just waiting for Godot.
So then there's some gifts and stuff. So Whitney's like, oh my God, I guess I'll just watch while everybody else helps with gifts. Like, I'm like, that's enough hands. Am I right, guys? And so they're all laughing like, Whitney's not going to help you guys. She's like such a rebel. And Jesse's like, yeah, look at the three little stooges in the corner.
I couldn't believe that they weren't helping out because, as we all know, and as we just learned, Galentine's is about showing up for each other. So she really was not showing up in that moment, guys. So Macy's, Macy's saying how they like call them the mean girl, like they're called the mean girls, and they're like, well, Demi's like, if the shoe fits, I think it fits you better, sister. Okay.
Wait a minute, Demi, I have a gift for you, okay? And it's just for you, Demi. And Demi's like, what, Whitney? Yeah, Whitney. Thanks. What is it? It's just a party favor gift. So you should open it right now in front of everybody. Macy's like, yeah, open it in front of everybody.
So Demi is like, oh my God, this is actually so nice that you got me a gift. Like, I'm like, honestly, like, Galentine's Day really does stand for something, and you seem to really gotten it. It's about showing up for each other. You've really shown up for me. So she opens it up, and it's a box full of Fruity Pebbles.
And it's not even Fruity Pebbles. It's like these sad off-brand ones.
It's like the brand that was like willing to have their name shown on the show.
Yeah. And so Demi's like, oh, wow, freaking Whitney, right? And Jesse's like, wait, I don't get it. And everyone's like, wait a minute. And Jen goes, oh my God, I know what you're talking about right now because I'm also holy. I am so dead right now. Only super religious people get this vagina joke, you guys.
I feel like Jen had no idea what the joke was, but she was determined to show that she understood the joke and wanted to impress Whitney. She's like, that is hilarious. I totally get that specific reference, and it's so funny. We don't even have to articulate what it is, but if you want to, I'm not gonna be the one, but you can say it instead. Oh my God, so funny.
And Whitney's like, oh my God, guys, I think she hates it. Look at her reaction. And Demi's like I didn't send out 80 texts talking about the intention behind the night. So that's fine. It's fine. You know what? It's literally no big deal.
You know what? I laid out the intention clear as day to all the girls that this was not a trashy bachelorette party. This specific thing that she was trying to make light of and make a joke of was something that was completely intimate and off the table, technically under the table too. And that was between Brett and I. And we swore to each other we would never tell a soul about that. So, I mean, technically I did sort of expose it without him realizing. But whatever. I think this is just like below the belt. I'm sorry,
No
below
pun
the belt.
intended. No pun intended.
No pun intended, no pun intended, no pun intended.
This is kind of funny. Well, first of all, they're assholes for doing this. Like, let's bad shame someone for something that happened off camera on a holy show and make them look like the worst sinners in the world. Because to me, it's not that big of a deal, but I know in their world it's a huge deal. So fuck those girls, especially Whitney. Mm-hmm. But also, just on the other hand, just because that's what we do, this girl's like, oh my God, that was something so intimate and so private between me and my husband, which is why I secretly called him on speakerphone to have him talk about eating me out to a whole car full of girls in California.
I know. She basically did not want this on TV. And so Macy is like, she's like, oh my God, she's like mad at you. And Layla goes, no, she's pissed. Thanks, Layla. We got it the first time when she said mad at you. When he's like, well, that's fucking weird. Seriously, that's like, it's like Valentine's Day. Like, what the fuck? So Whitney reveals herself to be that person.
I'm mad at her for being mad.
Yeah, Whitney is now seething, and she's actively frowning, and she's like huffing and puffing there in the corner. And she's
Whitney
mad that
is literally the worst. She's one of those people that you go, oh my God, you're a fucking racist. And they go, oh, really? That's quite tolerant of you. Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm the bad one for pointing that out.
Yeah.
So now Whitney's mad that Demi did not laugh. She's probably concocted a story in her head that Demi is acting like a hypocrite to make Whitney look bad, you know? And when Whitney should just be like, I'm sorry, I thought it'd be funny. I guess I misjudged that situation.
So then Demi is like, well, I wanted to make it clear that was a topic of conversation that was off the table. Like, legit, I'm pissed. And Macy's like, really? Well, I think she's pissed at you. And
because to Whitney, like, fuming in the corner.
So Demi is like, wait, so you're mad at me? And she's like, I'm mad about this situation. And she goes, okay, that's fair, but it feels targeted towards me. And she's like, I feel ambushed. You feel ambushed. You just embarrassed someone at their own party in front of everybody.
You came with a prop. You showed up with a prop.
Asshole. This girl sucks.
You used, I think it was Yves Saint Laurent wrapping paper. Okay, you spent money on this prop to humiliate her.
Yves Saint Laurent.
Yves Saint Laurent. I don't know. But either way, you spent money and you made a prop, and then you're gonna accuse her of ambushing you. It doesn't work that way.
Oh yeah, this girl sucks. So then now we go to Jack and Jill bowling lanes. What's next? Adam and Steve bowling lane. Just kidding. I'm glad it's a heteronormative couple you've named this bowling alley after. So the other girls, the sinners, are going to have a bowling night while the Saints party is going on. So they're like, oh my God, I literally haven't been bowling in so long. It's like, well, you should have invited Whitney because she's had a lot of practice putting her finger in a lot of different holes. At least if she's been around her husband lately.
I love that this is like the juxtaposition. Like the Saints are going to be at a baby naming, but the sinners are going to be sinning by bowling. It's like, watch out.
Yeah. And Demi's like, not only are we breaking the Sabbath, but we're all kicked out of the baby blessing today because we're not Mormon enough for Jen. So then we go to the Mormon party and the baby blessing, and people start arriving. And then David, who's David? Whitney.
David may be the dad. I think that's the dad, and he's like, and or maybe it was the brother. There's like a brother who's like zooming in from Brazil or something. But either way, The dad like welcomes everyone, and Jen is like, I'm just super excited about the baby blessing. I'm just excited to be like the good, to be around Luca and to not be about everything that's going on with mom talk and all the drama. It'll just be nice to have a moment just to focus on him and his family and his friends and all the crazy bleach jobs in this room.
So Whitney gives a speech and she's like, every time I go to a baby blessing, I just feel closer to heaven. I'm just so grateful for Luca that he has Jen and Zach as their parents. I mean, they are so blessed. Guess what? I don't know what her vagina smells like. So that's saying something to her character, right? And I just know this church is true. And I know that Heavenly Father loses every single one of us, or loves every single one of us, and that all of us are children of God. And by being a mom, I mean, that's just like one of the greatest callings on earth. The other ones are being on Mom Talk and selling a lot of vibrators. So.
You know what I hear is not one of the great callings on earth? Bowling. So to all those sinners who are stuck bowling today, let us pray and amen.
May you all be struck down. No pun intended.
So then we go back to the bowling alley, and Demi is like, last night at my Galentine's party, did you feel like a lot of girls were off? Like the energy was just like so weird last night. I just feel like there's this weird divide right now. Like we're sitting here, we're bowling. The sinners here are bowling. And Jesse goes, Sinner Sunday.
So back to the baby blessing. Zach's like, anyone who's been invited to be in our circle, if you guys could come up. So all the guys come and they start putting their hands on each other. And Jen's like, yeah, when we give this baby a blessing, my husband and a few males do it because women can't give the blessing because only men carry the priesthood in the church. So, excuse me, you carry the fucking baby. Okay, fuck the priesthood. You're carrying the baby. Well, you gotta love men. You gotta fucking love men. Thanks for dropping that one for me. Please sit over there while me and my bros hold hands. Okay.
So then afterwards, Jen's talking to Michaela and Macy, and she's like, I feel bad about not inviting the other girls, but I'm actually grateful I didn't because I feel like everything wouldn't have been as sacred as special without those outer darkness fiends here to ruin my baby.
Yeah, this is one of those. They're like, oh my God, you guys, we are having so much fun not being at the holy party, aren't we? Isn't bowling great?
Yeah. And so Macy's like, I'm just like, Macy says, by the way, did you invite everyone to your birthday? And Michaela says that. Macy's like, I did. So it turns out that Macy is going to be having a girls' trip for her birthday. And she got like a really sweet like mansion for everyone to stay in. And she's invited everyone to the party, including the sinners.
Aren't they going to Vegas?
Is it Vegas?
Do they say they're going to Vegas? I know they go to Vegas at some point. Did they say that, or do we just
Maybe,
find out later that they actually go to Vegas?
I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know.
Or maybe that's a different time. I don't know.
Maybe it's not a mansion because she says we're going to stay at this really nice penthouse.
Penthouse, yeah. So then Macy's like, I get the master suite. And she's showing them online the place they're going to stay. And then we go back to the other party. And we see baby things happening. It's really not that exciting. So we cut back and Jesse's like, yeah, it's like them three against the world. And Jen's like slowly being brought into that. But like, you know what? This girls' trip is coming up and we'll see.
You know what? Going into Macy's birthday trip, I'm like really nervous because there are issues with Whitney and Taylor, with Whitney not showing up to Taylor's baby shower. But also, I think the cereal prank really triggered this anger in Demi towards Whitney. And there are also a lot of things that need to be said. And when we're in a house together for 2 days, I know it's going to come out and there's probably going to be like some drama. It's going to get bad. And like, I don't know if there'll be enough sun kissed to keep us all happy.
Yeah, this show's nuts. So I'm excited to see what happens on the next episode.
I know. Well, I know
lots of Mormon wives.
The previews have been showing, strippers all season. So they'll probably go to like some strippers in Vegas, and that will probably cause more issues for the good ones, etc.
Yeah. Party. Well, everybody, thanks so much for being with us. We will be back another time with some more Mormon wives, eh, Ben?
Yeah, thanks for being here. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Watch what Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
She's a total knockout. It's Katie Manock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Let's get feely with Maggie Sheely.
Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
Ring that bell for Rachel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.